I don't normally sweat that much during the game, but I did today. The turnout of our students, alumni, families, friends of George Mason University made this a very special. That's a suicide tomorrow. That's okay.
Whatever it is, go away, excuse me.
Okay. No, I meant that our penalty. Okay, you got that. Okay.
I got that.
What I was saying is, for our student body, for our alumni, for fans, friends of our George Mason family, this was a big day, homecoming weekend, and the crowd turned out to show great support. Our band director, Doc Nix, did a phenomenal job with the Green Machine, and the place was rocking, and I knew our guys would respond to that kind of energy and enthusiasm in the arena, and we were just playing so darn hard, and we were playing so darn hard that we couldn't make a shot early on, because sometimes when you're working so hard, you can't calm down. Defense is about effort, but offense is about skill. And to execute a skill, you got to be a little bit more under control than we were. And at halftime, we talked about that defensively, we got to be able to keep up with the intensity, but offensively, we got to kind of slow down a little bit. Not slow down in terms of running. We want to run fast, but we want our guards to be under a little bit more control, because most of the points that Northeastern scored were off our turnovers. We had 6 turnovers in the first half, and I think they scored close to 17 of their 20 points off our turnovers. So if we could cut down on the turnovers, get a few more shots, especially in around the basket, we thought we would be a little more fortunate and be able to score more points. Obviously, that is what our players did, because they scored, 47 in the second half? And we got to the foul line a bunch more. So very, very pleased. I thought one of the whole keys was Mike Morrison. He came in off the bench with lots of energy. He defended, got himself in a little foul trouble, but I think he was playing so darn hard that you can't be upset with him about that, because the other part of that is he was really attacking their defense. He got to the basket for a driving shot. He got fouled 2 or 3 times. He had a great dunk and a tremendous block shot coming from the backside of the floor to help. So he's made a lot of progress throughout this season, and it's coming at a perfect time for us. We need him.
What'd you say to him when he came off on the 4th foul? You stopped him for a minute?
Yeah, one of the things Mike and I have talked about, he has great energy and he's very emotional, and as long as he's channeling that in a very positive direction, it's great. But when you start to maybe overreact, then you bring a negative attention to yourself by the officials, and I don't want him to do that, and he knows it. And I think he's done a fabulous job this year. He's really, as I said, headed in the right direction with the progress he's making in all areas.
What do you think this win does for the team going on through the rest of the season and ultimately into the CAA playoff?
It gives us one more win. I know people think that a win changes things, but in actuality, Cam, I think, and JV both said it. You've got to take one game at a time. Every opponent is different. You got to prepare for the next opponent. You got to forget the game you just finished playing and prepare for the next team that you're going to be playing. And you've got to prepare well for them, because if not, you don't automatically just replay what happened. You've got to prepare yourself to play well again. And the guys will get some rest tomorrow. We'll come back and prepare for Drexel on Monday and Tuesday.
Were you guys antsy to get back out there after having one day off after that kind of deflating loss at Delaware?
Well, one of the things is yesterday's practice was what I would call an abbreviated practice. We took the court at about 2:15. We were off the court by 3 o'clock. We went over to the swimming pool. The guys jumped in the jacuzzi and relaxed, because one of the things, and I don't think anybody can fully appreciate what a student athlete goes through, it doesn't matter what sport. If you travel an awful lot, whether it be by bus or plane or van, you're going to be exhausted. I mean, if you've ever taken a long trip on a bus or you're driving in your car, when you get there, you're a little stiff, you're not the same, you're sleeping in a different bed. So I think our guys were just happy to be back home.
Scored on your first 3 possessions of the second half. Could you see just in that little time that you got your message across about calming down on offense?
I could see we were doing it. You don't know if that's going to last. You don't know how Northeastern's going to respond. I thought what our players did in the first half was play very aggressively at both ends. But the aggressiveness ended up being some turnovers off the dribble because Northeastern is so good defensively. It's not like it's just our mistakes. Some of those turnovers are forced by how quick and long the athletes are that Northeastern has. But when we slowed down a little bit, read the defense a little bit better, and took our time and got the ball inside a little bit and put some pressure on their big guys, then we had a lot more success.
Coach, I've asked you this once before. Is Vaughn now the best perimeter defender in the league?
I know he's the best perimeter defender on our team, and it's hard for me to judge, just based on the games that I watch. I don't see every game by every other team. I know there's some outstanding defenders in the league, including some of the guys we played against today. But I think John has a real passion for the game of basketball and to be really good at both ends of the court. And I thought he was really good at both ends of the court today, but he takes great pride in his defense.
What do you make of the CAA standings now? It was, for a while, just the top three, and now there's 7 bunched up.
I don't know if you remember this, Steve, but when we was 7-0, I said the schedules really favored us. It's a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Once we go into the second round of games, we're going to be traveling a lot more, and it's the teams you played. You've beaten them at home now. There's a little bit of that revenge factor involved.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew it was going to be a lot tougher on us in the second round. I haven't looked at everybody else's schedule, but I know this. If you're in the hunt for one of those 4 byes, you're going to play hard. You're going to be fighting for that right to the bitter end.
Any other questions?
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.